Nick, we'll just take a look at some of your swing videos and short game videos from the last couple of terms. So the ones that I've got up on the screen at the moment are from the iron is from 20th of May, the driver is from 27th of May. So my observations here, it looks like you're standing a little bit too upright here in both of these videos. I think you need to bend over a little bit more, get a little bit more arms away from your body. That'll give you a little bit more room when you actually go to make your swing. Because if we look at this one here on the left, we'll see how you don't really look like you've got very much room when you go into your impact position between your body and your arms. So just in this area here, there's not much room for those arms to swing in front of the body. So I just think it looks like you need to get a little bit further away. You need to actually bend over a little bit more at address with all your clubs. I think if we brought up someone like Justin Rose here on the left, you can see he's bent over quite a bit more than you with the driver there, or Martin Kamer as well. They look like they're bent over a little bit more, put their arms a little bit further away from their body. So we'll just have a look at a few of the things in the swing now. So obviously the key things that we want you to do, continue to get that alignment right. So we need to have an alignment stick or a golf club lying down at your feet line and one outside your target line at least 50% of the time when you're practicing, and preferably you'd have something here as well to show you your ball position, so you can know where your ball needs to be for different clubs and perhaps even different shots. So setup all looks pretty good there. Everything looks fairly square. So take it away and we'll just see what the swing path and plane look like. And one of the key things is we want to try and make the swing as simple as we can. So here we can see it's just going back a little bit to the inside. Okay, not bad. I don't mind that position there. And we'll just make a mark where that shaft is at halfway back. So we want to try and make that club come back down almost on the same plane, or maybe come underneath a little bit. So it is coming underneath, maybe a little bit too much, and just looks a little bit cramped there. And if we were to look at this one on the right, which was done a week later, we can see, yeah, that's going back a little too far to the inside, fanning open a little bit too much, and again, tendency to lay it off a little bit, drop it a little too far from underneath. So I'd be doing things like making sure you've got a good setup in front of a mirror with a weighted club, the heavy iron, and then practicing doing a lot of swings where you're trying to get that shaft to come down in between your arms. Now I know that plane's not quite right there, coming down in between your arms. That's because I think you need to bend over a little bit more and have your arms a little further away. So at this halfway down position, this shaft shouldn't be coming dramatically underneath your right forearm like that. It should be coming down in between your arms, and I think that'll mean that you can swing it more along your alignment and have a club face that's square to the path, a little bit longer, so that you can hit straight shots. We'll just have a look at your swing from the front view. So this one here on the left, setup looks okay there. Ball position is fine for a straight to perhaps fade shot. There should be an even weight distribution on your feet and legs. It looks like it's sort of favouring the left side just a tiny bit. A little bit of tilt away from the target at address due to the right hand being below the left, and square alignments. So we also need to keep an eye out on that left hand grip. It does have a tendency to get weak, as does the right hand. Okay, so let's see how well you keep that spine tilt. Yeah, and you can see just from that pole in the background as well that you are moving off the ball a little bit there. So maybe you need to set up a little bit more to the right in your address position. Okay, there's a good squat down there, and good lag being created. We also need to make sure that you've got a stable base. So that left foot we can see just moving around a little bit too much. It's going to make it harder for you to centre the ball in the club face with all your shots when you're unstable on your feet. So in your practice as well, we need to make sure that you're trying to neutralise that swing path as much as you can so that you can actually work the ball both ways. And if you are coming at it from too far on the inside, which we're seeing a little bit of with this one here on the right, that it's going to be hard for you to hit a fade shot when it's approaching a little too far from the inside. So if you just keep working on hitting draws and fades, you're going to be able to find that you can get around the golf course. Because if you can just manage to work it one way or the other the right way, you can always get around a golf course. Now we'll have a look at a couple of iron shots. So with this picture on the left here, we can see that setup looks quite good. There's a lot of good things happening in your swing, so you've just got to keep building on those things and just keep trying to work the ball a little bit one way or the other. It's okay to try and hit straight shots as long as you've got a default. Again, you can see that left foot just a little bit sloppy there. And I would recommend that you do a lot of your hitting draws and fades by just altering the ball position a tiny bit or altering the release a little bit. You can certainly work the ball pretty well with those methods. If you can't still work it, you just need to swing it maybe with a feeling of a little cut swing or a tiny bit inside out with some release. Okay, let's have a look at some pitch shots. And again, short game stuff, a lot of it is actually just feel for distance. A reasonable technique where you've got a fairly shallow angle of approach is really important in bunker shots and chipping and pitching. And sometimes I feel that you just get a little bit handsy and you lead a little bit with your hands a little bit too much. Create a little bit too much shaft lean at times, and that just steepens that angle of approach a little. But it's just a fraction steep there. So that means that the trajectory is likely to be low and it'll take a while for the ball to spin and grab. So backswing, quite good that you're not too handsy there, but just lead a little bit with your hands, and that's just going to take a little bit of loft off, and you're not really going to be using the bounce that well when you're leading that much with your hands. Okay, so bunker shot, same thing. We need to be nice and shallow with that angle of approach when you've got a good lie. So just even weight distribution, ball forward, and then pretty much a normal swing. Okay, and often I just see a little bit of disconnection as well up in this area here with your left arm. So a good idea to do at least some drills with a glove, or just tuck your shirt underneath that left arm to make sure that in half swings you're keeping that connection, or that you're reattaching that left arm on the downswing. Sometimes we see it in your full swing as well. From behind, that left arm does tend to get a little bit away, separates a little bit. We can't see too much there, but that can be an issue. So this bunker shot from behind, again, it just looks like a setup. Is a bit of an issue. I would say you just need more room there, so you need to straighten out those legs a little bit more, get the backside out of the way, and give yourself some room to swing your hands and your arms past your body. Now they're almost touching your legs there, your hands. And if anything, the swing path needs to be maybe a little bit cut and hold off with a bunker shot. And you need to develop a few different ways of playing bunker shots as well. You know, a break and block style can be very effective, especially when you need to hit shorter distance shots. And you'll see that a lot on the tour, guys using that sort of technique. Now, let's have a look at a couple of putts. So this view on the right is one where you're in your normal feeling posture, and I just believe that it'll look like you needed to bend over more from your waist, create a little bit more spine angle, still have those arms and the shaft in a straight line, which they've lined up probably a little bit better in this one over here. You're bending over quite a bit more. Easy to get your eyes over the ball. The other thing is it's easier to see along the target line. It's easier to be able to rotate your head and look along the target line when your face is facing more directly down. You're looking more straight out of your face like this, and then this one here where you're just going to have your head, your forehead a little bit higher there, so you're looking more down your face. You're looking more out that way with your head in that position. It just makes it a lot easier to swivel your head and look along the line and get the true perception of where the hole is. So this posture on the left looks better to me than the one on the right. Hopefully you're still employing that. Let's have a look at the stroke. Yeah, that looked pretty good. So it should be just a tiny little arc in the stroke. The issue with when you're standing too upright is that your shoulders are going to work on a flatter plane, so you can actually start to arc it a little bit too much, and that means it's probably going to be more difficult to have good face control as well. So I would definitely recommend you need to continue to work on practice where you've got good feedback. So you need to be using alignment sticks and setup stations when you're practicing full shots on the range. You need to be doing a lot of work in front of mirrors on your swing, a lot of technical stuff, working on your swing away from the range in front of a mirror or on straight line. And if you're going to work on your putting, then it's a great idea to have some feedback. The absolute minimum, just a string line to make sure that you're in a good setup position with your alignments, with your putter face and the rest of your body. And then you can also monitor stroke path as well as eye position. So if you continue to work on those things, I'm sure you'll keep improving.